Hey beauties, welcome to the channel. Pretty colored girls, thank you so much for tuning in to this week's episode. So if you're like, wait, did I do this video already or I thought I clicked on it? You did. And I'm re-recording this because I posted it a couple hours ago, but I'm re-recording this because I didn't articulate myself well enough on a certain topic within the video, and I don't want anything to be misconstrued, and I don't want to be promoting something that I actually didn't mean to promote. And I will touch more on this topic later on. It has to do with like changing yourself and everything, but I just kind of wanted to put that out there. If you did see it, I just wanted to just recreate the video. That way I can take that time and say what I actually have to say. And for the comments that were left on that previous video, thank you for your comments. I'm definitely open to criticism and everything. And though I still agree with what I said, I just think it's just how I worded it. I still appreciate the comment because it helped me realize how I said things was not conducive to the conversation. So thank you to the comments. And I also want to give a big thank you to all my new subscribers. I saw that I've gained way more than I actually thought. I think I'm at 205. And I know that's not a lot. To me, that is a lot because I didn't think that I would be getting much subscribers from the short time that I have been on YouTube with this channel. And thank you to all the comments. I have taken some time out today to answer some of these comments. So I am so grateful for all of you guys who decided to listen to me and to support me. I am greatly appreciative of you all. So thank you for that. Well, a quick disclaimer before I get into this video is that everything I say, of course, take it with a grain of salt. This is all based off of my own observations, my opinions, and just my experiences. And please come to your own conclusion. I'm just this anonymous person online. And I thank you for taking the time to listen to what I have to say. And let's get right on to the video. When I think of beauty, I think of femininity. I think of women. I think of girly things. And I find that society, mostly men, have tried to make beauty a monolith. And we as women, we know that we are very fluid in our identities, in our styles and aesthetics and everything. And society has caused us to lose sight of who we truly are. And because there is this microscope that's put on us, it creates a breeding ground of envy and insecurity, and that takes over, and we destroy ourselves and others, and we get inferiority complexes. We start projecting, and you start to have this mindset that you're isolated, or you become isolated, and you feel paranoid, and you think that this world is against you and that everyone is a threat. And all for what, right? All to be chosen by the very same people who have kind of created this breeding ground of hate and resentment and insecurity. And that's why it's important to ask yourself why, right? Why do I have this jealousy towards this person who has a certain look? Why do I feel this way when I look in the mirror about myself? And I find that asking questions really help me understand what I'm feeling. And I actually feel like it's the first step. Of course, it's being aware, right? And then once you have that awareness, you have that awareness that you don't want to live like this, because living this way where you're isolated and you think everyone is against you and you're just operating out of envy and resentment and you're projecting constantly, it is exhausting, it is isolating, and it is a horrible way to live, right? So the first thing to do is you need to dismantle all your insecurities. Like, well, after becoming aware and wanting that change, you need to start dismantling your insecurities. What are all of your insecurities? Make a note of it, even the smallest one. Find out what is behind those insecurities, right? Because we know even the smallest of insecurity, it could just be you just constantly looking at yourself, and you tend to notice things that no one else noticed about you, and it's just another thing you're choosing to pick at yourself. And then there's bigger insecurities where people made fun of you, or a family member called out something, um, one of your features, or somebody at school, or a stranger, right? And I feel like a lot of our insecurities are brought on because someone else brought it up. And I know I have things on myself that I never really thought about until somebody pointed it out. And figuring that out, understanding, okay, this is where that comes from, really helps you to understand, okay, why am I giving this one person so much power over me that it changed the course of my life? But realizing that these insecurities come from somewhere, and finding out the trauma that's behind these insecurities is very important, especially in terms of family. I know certain things that I've been insecure about has come from the home. It's come from family members, family friends, people closest to me. And those people who are supposed to love you and protect you and everything can be the root cause of why you hate yourself so much. And a lot of the time it's because they themselves hate themselves. And we know in the Black community the different types of system that has broken us up, right, and traumatized us. And even in 2024, we're still allowing these things to, in terms of beauty, we are allowing these things to keep us down. Where I feel like in this day and age, when it comes to beauty, we have more power than we think. And we think of things like colorism and featureism and texturism and everything. And within your own family, you'll see these things are very prevalent, right? And if you are in a family where you're of one skin tone and everybody else is of a different one, or the children um, look different to each other depending on the family dynamic. Some children may have favor over another child, and that may also cause insecurity. And that's why I said it's very important to understand, are you allowing other people's insecurity, are you allowing other people's trauma to affect you? And it's not even are you allowing it, right? Because as a kid you can't really control that. Like, we as kids, we as humans, we take things on, and as adults we have to try to kind of uncover these things and heal from these things. But I say all this to say that you'll find that some of your insecurities aren't even your own, there are other people's, and they put that on you based off of how they feel about themselves. Like, I'm a darker skinned girl, and even me, I didn't really take. If you hear snoring, I apologize. I'm pet sitting, and one of the dogs is sleeping behind me. But back to what I was saying. Like, I myself, I'm a darker skinned girl, and I never really had that complex about my skin tone, but I was made aware of it, because of how other people felt about their own skin tone. People who were lighter than me and people who were darker than me, would make certain comments towards themselves or towards people they see on TV. And I just made a note of it. Thank God it never really traumatized me, but these are the things that can happen, and that does happen, that can create that insecurity. We know about noses, right? And we know about eye shape and eye color and hair texture and everything. I know that, based off of my own experiences from what I've seen. I have people closest to me who, because of their insecurities when we're watching TV, they point it out. I myself never, I don't have that mentality where if I'm insecure about something, I tend to keep it to myself. And I've never really been so focused on my looks, and to the point where I get obsessive. I feel like some girls or some women, that's how they are. They just really put beauty on a pedestal, which is fine. I just think it starts to get a bit much when you're becoming obsessive and you're causing harm to other people and yourself. But I noticed that the people around me who had insecurities, and how they kind of processed it was by pointing it out on everyone around them and people they see on TV. And some people would even like point it out loud. And I just thought, well, that's so weird because that's your insecurity. That person seemed confident. Like I know somebody who has like a bigger nose, and people would point it out to her. And one day I heard her say like, I never, I actually like the shape of my nose. It fits my face very well. And it does. She has bigger features. So it's not like her nose is taking up the whole space of her face. And if that's how you are, that's fine. But her features fit so perfectly well. But because there's this obsession with noses, especially in the Black community, that it was always pointed out to her whenever I was around, at least. So I noticed that people do that a lot, and that's something else that you have to, if you find yourself doing that, you have to ask yourself why, especially if that person is confident. Why do you feel the need to bring this up? Why do you feel the need to cause somebody or put your own or project your own insecurities, right? Questions to ask yourself is, how are these insecurities changing you? If you find yourself also not just making comments, but it comes to the point of bullying, then that's a problem. If you're bullying somebody for the way they look, if you're putting someone down, if you're going as far as wanting to cause them harm, then that is an issue, because now your insecurity is becoming a problem for somebody else. And that's called an inferiority complex, right? If you are filled with self hate and you're projecting that onto others, that is not a good thing. You're not going to make genuine connections. There's a lot of people who are like, well, I can't make friends. Why? Are you this um, are you somebody who no one wants to be around because you're mean spirited, right? And a lot of people like to disguise that as, oh, no, I'm just blunt. I just speak what's on my mind. Sometimes you're just hiding behind that mask because you're insecure and you're mean and you don't like to see anybody happy, loving themselves and confident, and you're jealous of that. And even if you don't exactly like bully somebody or you're mean to other people, if you are hating yourself out loud, then that also can affect other people. Like I said, you may not be mean spirited or anything, but even if you're in a group and you're constantly calling yourself out like, oh, I'm so fat. I hate I hate the way I look. I hate my outfit. I hate this about myself. I hate my hair. You're constantly saying that, people are not going to be around that, right? Because when you're around somebody who thinks like that, sometimes people tend to look at themselves, especially if people share your features or the same things that you're kind of hating yourself on. They're going to start saying, wait, is there something wrong with me? Why would I want to be around somebody who makes me feel worse about myself? And if your goal is to attract like confident friends and beautiful friends and everything, most confident, self-assured, beautiful women are not going to want to be around somebody who is that insecure. It's just exhausting to be around, and you're not fun, right? Because we want to have fun in life. Life is hard enough that people just want to have a good time and want to surround themselves with people who know how to have a good time. So these are all the things that you have to kind of take take in and have that conversation to yourself, talk to yourself and everything. And once you kind of ask yourself these questions, and you realize, okay, these are the actions behind my insecurities, right? If you're mean towards yourself, mean spirited towards other people, bullying, and something else that's extremely important is, how are you speaking to yourself? What are the words you're using when you look in the mirror? Because we are an echo chamber of our thoughts, right? So if you're constantly looking in the mirror and you're like, oh, I'm ugly, oh, I can't stand this about myself, and you're constantly picking at yourself, yeah, no, you're validating the fact that you are these negative things that you're talking about yourself. And we all know that thoughts have power. So you have to start to make note of how you are or what you're saying to yourself. And can you even look at yourself in the mirror? Because some people, they don't even want to look in the mirror. They let themselves go because you're constantly going in that hole of okay, I don't like myself, I don't like the way I look, so I'm just not even gonna attempt to even try to look pretty, to even try to take care of myself, because what's the point? Or maybe you're trying to compensate by overdoing your makeup, by overdoing your hairstyles, your clothes and stuff like that. You're just overly trying to do things in a way where it's not authentic to you. You're just trying to create this persona that you believe other people want you to see, but it's cognitive dissonance because you don't even believe that you are this person. And I know that some people say fake it till you make it, but I feel like it has to come from a genuine place, right? Like, do you actually believe that you are this person? And if you don't, then you'll never be that person. And that's where the whole hate for yourself come from, and the insecurity come from. So you have to find solutions to this. And when it comes to the solution part, right, you have to do that work. You have to start to change how you look at yourself, how you what you say to yourself. If you need to take yourself out of certain dynamics, certain environments, of course, if you're like a minor, or you're in a situation where you can't exactly get away from the negative or toxic people, then you have to find a way to kind of create that within yourself where you're able to have a safe space. You have to create a safe space for yourself where you can say, no, I am beautiful. No, I am this. Find out what your beauty standards are, right? And how can you get there? So if your beauty standard is this girl who has beautiful hair, confident personality, she knows how to dress, her nails is done, what can you do to get there, right? Maybe you don't have the money to always do your hair or have your nails done. Maybe you yourself can learn how to do your nails. Doesn't have to be perfect, but you can learn how to do your nails. You can get nail things at the Dollar Tree now. You can get fake nails. I saw them at the dollar store, or Five and Below, or Walmart, or whatever. You can find cheaper hair extension at Amazon or Save Up, right? Just what ways can you start to physically change yourself in a way that matches the inner work that you're doing? Because throughout all this, you want to be um, creating that shift in your mind. And I think it really helps when you can look in the mirror and say, wow, I really like my hair today. My nails look cute. I really love how I'm dressing. I think all of that plays a part. Now, when it comes to bigger changes, and that's kind of where I kind of gave misinformation, or I rushed into it, is I was saying that I'm not exactly opposed to cosmetic changes. And this is controversial. Now, when it comes to lightening your skin, I am not saying that I am for that. Like, self-acceptance is the goal, right? Accepting yourself. If you do the work to accept yourself, if you do the work and you heal, 9 out of 10 times you will get, when you're at that place, you won't feel the need to want to get these surgeries, to want to lighten your skin or darken your skin. And I say darken your skin because depending on your environment, I have seen, because I know not many people talk about it, where lighter skin people do try to become a little darker because of certain hate that they get, right? Because they want to fit in. And we all know why colorism plays a part, and why a lot of darker skinned people want to lighten their skin. They want that light skin privilege. I personally think it's based off of the male gaze. A lot of the insecurities we have, to me, is based off of the male gaze. And when it comes to the skin lightening part, you shouldn't want to do that if you've done the work and everything. Same thing for cosmetic surgeries, because these things are risk, right? But if there is something you're trying to get, if there is a man you're trying to get it, or a partner, or a job, or if there's some outside source of validation you're trying to get, and the only way you can get that is by changing yourself, and you've taken the time, you've done the research, you've assessed all the risks, you proceed with caution, then who am I to tell you no? My goal in this channel is for us pretty girls to just live the best quality of life we can live, right? We want to get away from the suffering. We want to get away from constantly being um victims and everything. So if doing these big changes are what you feel like you need to do and it's coming from a healed place, then I'd say do it. Again, I'm not promoting surgery or skin lightening, but I am saying if that will make you happy, if you're like, no, I'm healed, I'm good, like I look in the mirror and I like myself, but this environment that I want to be in, this job that I want to be in, will only seems to only expect people who kind of have this beauty standard, who looks like this, and I want to get there, right? Because the comment that I got kind of said that if we want to create change, we have to go outside the norm. Not every girl, woman wants to do that. Sometimes we just want to fit in and we just want to live peacefully, right? We don't want to be social justice warriors. We don't want to fight for the change. And I think that's okay. I think there are people for everything. So that's why I'm not here to judge anybody who wants to change a look, right? If you want to get braces and get straight teeth, why not? If you feel like getting another job is, will fit your beauty standard and will make you more secure in yourself, then do it, right? And the reason why I say it has to come from a healed place, because if it comes from a healed place, you won't be projecting yourself. You won't see somebody with features that you don't like and be rude to them and be mean to them. God forbid you want to have kids, right? Because we all know that having a cosmetic procedure, changing yourself, lightening your skin doesn't affect biology. If you have kids, there's a huge chance that your kids will turn out to look like, the earth, like, the old version of you before you changed yourself. So if you're not healed, then you're going to be projecting onto your kids. And these kids are going to be the same people who are going to have to come to this video and try to heal themselves and become better people and everything, right? So I feel like it's all a domino effect. And remember, ladies, you're not ugly, you're just insecure. And your beauty is your choice, and you do have the power to change your privilege. And I'm going to end this video here because I don't want it to be too long, but I do hope that you all enjoyed this video. And if you did, like, comment, subscribe, and share. I appreciate all of you. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!